Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We are at the season finale of Heartland, of season 1, of course. The past couple of episodes, we saw some guys herding some Mustangs that they were going to send to slaughter, and that ended up getting busted by Ty and Jack, and in turn, one of the guys who was in charge of getting the Mustangs decided to set the Heartland barn on fire, which caused Jack to become injured and forget his memory for a little bit. Luckily, everything was okay, the horses are safe, and it's all happy. Amy and Ty, of course, are growing closer, and Lou is deciding if she wants to take a job in New York. Now, I know back then in 2007, remote work wasn't as big of a thing as it is now, but they still did have remote work. I know, because back in 2007, 2008, I worked for Ashford University, and they had online schooling, and so because they had online schooling, they had online teachers and online teaching assistants, and that's pretty much what I did with that. So, you know, that is remote work, that is work from home, so they did have that back then. So even if Lou does interview in New York, if they really want her, they might be able to work something out that she ends up working remotely. Maybe she would go to New York once a week or once a month, you know, for in-person contact. But, you know, if they really want her, they would do something like that. They would find out a way to maybe have her work remotely so that obviously then she can put some of the money into Heartland. But I know Michelle Morgan is part of the cast. I think she's been around all 15 seasons along with Amber Marshall. I always call her Amber Heard. So obviously then she's not going to leave. And if she does leave, she'll end up coming back. You know, she's not going to stay in New York. So it's the season finale titled Coming Together. So I have a feeling that there's going to be another come together moment like there was at the end of the last episode when everyone came together to rebuild the barn. Let's get started. There we go. Come on, Spartan. She admitted that she needs help. She finally did it. That is very big of Ashley. You know, I kudo her for that. That's really good. Jack, you know, he's funny because he can't get like too sentimental or too emotional, so, you know, he'll have a little moment there and they'll be like, clean up the tech. You know, because, you know, that's Jack. That's how he is, you know. So Amy said, you know, she's happy with her second place, and second is good. You know, when I rode, I have a lot of ribbons that were third place. I was not that great of a rider, but I do have 1 second place and 2 first place, I think. So I did, you know, fairly okay. I have a set of everything. I have 6th place, 5th, 4th, lots of thirds, 2nd, and 1st. I think those ribbons are still in my old bedroom at my parents' house. I should go and take a look at them. I don't know, you know, this, of course, watching a show like this makes me want to kind of tack up again and go riding like I did back then. You know, even just going on a trail ride. Yeah, and I know we have some places around here where I live where you can go for a trail ride. So you never know, maybe with the upcoming warmer weather, maybe I'll say, hey, I want to go ride a horse for an afternoon and go on a trail ride. So yeah, you know, Spartan, of course, is going to be great. I'm suspecting Amy will win, but she may not. She may end up still only getting second place, you know, because sometimes with these shows, sometimes, yeah, they will have the main characters win, and other times they won't, because they'll end up having them win later in the future. You know, sometimes it's just, we're going to give them second place now, and then in the future they will get first place. So it may end up being something like that too. I thought that maybe she wouldn't get the job, that even though the interview went okay, they would have decided to go with someone else. Obviously, she has to make a decision, which she will, on what she wants to do, if she is going to go ahead and take the job, or if she's going to go ahead and not, you know. And it might be in season 2 that they do dual, that, you know, she's in New York and then they move here to Canada. So we might end up being 2 locations. Who knows? There's so much to think about, so much to speculate about, and, you know, the good thing about watching a show that already has the seasons done is that you really don't have to do that. Even though, of course, I'm going ahead and speculating and saying, gee, I wonder if this will happen and this will happen. It really should be more like, shut the fuck up and watch the show, you know, because it's not like there's really that much anticipation, you know, because the next season is already available. It's not like watching something live and having to wait for the next episode, kind of like what happens with Walker or Chucky or some of the other shows that I have reacted to, you know. The good thing with this is that it's mainly all available to watch and to binge at once, so you don't really have that anxiety and anticipation of what's going to happen next, you know?
I'll be honest, I don't want you to leave.
I thought I'd hear you say that.
Yeah, well, I never thought I'd say it. Just stay, Lou.
Amy, it would be too easy for me to stay.
Oh, I can make it difficult, I promise. I know Grandpa says you should do whatever you think is best, but I don't know, I'm just gonna miss you. A lot.
No. Hell no, he ain't your horse anymore. You gave up that privilege when you started abusing him. You ain't getting him back. Hell to the no. I hate to say it, but he looks kind of like James Corden. He walked in and for a split second I thought, James Corden. We're like, oh, I didn't know he did an episode of Heartland. Well, he didn't. But hell no, you ain't getting him back. You're not going to abuse him again. You come back months after this happened? Hell no. I'd be like, he's mine now, bitch. I don't care. Here's your money. Go away. Shoot. Shoot, you little abuser. Go away. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Oh. No way. And you notice, obviously, Spartan knew him and recognized him. And Ty, of course, is immediately grabbing Spartan. So, this is going to be fun. I saw something that said something about the finale that keeps you, like, aching for season 2 or something. So I have a feeling that we're going to have a fairly explosive finale. We have about 18 minutes left, so a lot is going to happen in that 18 minutes, I think.
If your horse is over the course of 30 seconds, he will be disqualified.
There you go.
Okay, good boy.
Come on, Spartan. You can do it. Tim has the money. Tim could just buy Spartan.
You know that.
What?
So I said at the beginning of the episode that I was wondering if there was going to be a kiss in the finale, or if they were going to hold off. To be honest, I'm kind of surprised that it happened. I'm kind of surprised that they didn't wait on it, but hey, you know. So he was saying something because he got this letter from his dad. I'm guessing he's doing this and then he's going to leave again to do something with his dad. With 6 minutes left, I'll find out. But But yeah, that's my thought, that he's leaving, and so he's kind of doing this as like a goodbye and everything. I'm kind of curious who that kid is, and especially why they waited to the finale.
The meeting we had with our friend Clint, I realize that your probation's up and all, and you're free to.
He likes him. He wants him back.
But I want you to know that you're welcome to stay. Probation's over. It doesn't mean that you have to leave. Your job, the loft,
Jack wants him to stay.
what it is, it's there.
I've dealt with angry CEOs who make me look like a kitten.
I noticed, but you have the ability to reduce me into a complete blithering idiot. Embarrass myself totally whenever I see you.
No, you don't.
But
He's a sweetie.
I love you.
Aww.
You said it. So I love you. If you go, follow you, embarrass you wherever you go.
I want you to be my love. I want you to
I'll embarrass
be
you. I'll follow you and I'll embarrass you.
Hey, can I see Ty?
Oh.
Supposed to come in after he finished courses.
No, I haven't seen him. I want you to be my love.
Try it again. There you go.
Ty,
And Ty's gone.
hey coach, you in here?
I know you want me now, like I want you, like I want you. All you've been through.
Finally let him in and then he leaves. Amy decided to go for it, let him in, and he leaves. Of course, we know Ty is going to come back. You know, for seeing the second season, it says 4 months after Ty's sudden departure, Amy is used to Heartland's new stable hand. She tries to tame a wild Mustang as Lou plans a surprise party. So, will Ty appear at the end of the first episode? I don't know. You know, I'm guessing we will probably see something with the note. I mean, you know, we basically know what the note says, that he's going to be with his father for a bit. We get that. But it just makes you wonder, like, what else? Did he say anything like, you know, I really liked you or whatever? And like Jack said, you know, he doesn't like people who kiss and run, which is kind of definitely what he did. So as I said, you know, with these shows, they don't have the couples usually get together right away. There's always factors at first. And so here, of course, is the first one. He's finally kind of admitted his feelings by kissing her, and now he's going to be gone. So then when he comes back, of course, there's going to have to be probably some groveling, some forgiveness, some fighting. So that's basically kind of how they're going to work that. And of course, then maybe by season 3, season 4, things, of course, will probably start to turn around. Like I said, I shouldn't be going ahead and speculating because most of the episodes are here and I could just sit and binge watch them and not really have to sit and wonder and go, gee, I wonder what's going to happen next time, you know, because it's right here. So that is season 1. I'm so excited that I have started this show. I can't wait to see where season 2 and beyond go. You know, obviously, this says again 4 months after his departure, so obviously time has gone by. My guess is that Marion has been gone over a year now, so, you know, we have to deal with that. You know, sometimes on TV shows, I wish that they would kind of tell you when there's a bit of a time jump. You know, on a show like this, we could kind of tell because there was snow on the ground in one episode or a couple episodes, and then it was spring, and we could see that they were wearing like lighter clothes. And obviously this episode was the fall finale, so we knew obviously it was fall. And so that would be, you know, cooler weather. But the episode before, they had talked about there being like snow coming, which up in Canada, snow might be pretty common back then, or then. But, you know, I'm thinking, okay, fall finale, so what part of fall? Is it October, November? You know, if it's November, yes, snow could happen in November. If it's October, that seems rather early, but then again, this is Canada, where it's more northern, and which they may get snow earlier. I do wish that there was a bit of some sort of reference to the time, like 4 months later or something. Like with this, again, this is 4 months later. So if this was set in October, you know, 4 months after that is going to be February. So is it going to show February? Are we going to see snow on the ground? Or are they just going to kind of ignore that and have it be spring? It'll remain to be seen. But that's one thing that I always find hilarious with TV shows, is how the actors are never dressed appropriately, and you can blame the costumers for that. You know, they're supposed to be out in winter and they've got winter coats on, but the coats are open. You know, the coats are open, they don't have hats on, they don't have gloves, and of course anyone who lives in real winter knows when you go out, you have a closed coat, you have a scarf, you have mittens, you have hats, the whole 9 yards. So I just always find it hilarious when they try to portray winter. I see that a lot on Hallmark too, where they try to portray winter, but they kind of fail because the coats are always open. Or if the coats are closed still, they've got bare hands. And yeah, some people do survive winter and go around, you know. Like yesterday it was fairly warm here where I am, and so it wouldn't have been uncommon for me to go walking around in like a lighter coat or without gloves or whatnot. So it does happen, you know, or if it's like a quick jaunt from the garage to the house or something, might not necessarily put the gloves on or a hat on because it's just a quick jaunt. But if you're going to be outside for any length of time in the winter, you're going to be bundled up. So that's just what I always find hilarious on these shows, is how they're never done correctly. So I hope you enjoyed my react to the season 1 finale of Heartland. If somehow you are watching this on Rumble and you want to see it on YouTube, you may have to change your VPN because this may be partially blocked in the US. Just go ahead and pull up my channel and check. While you're there on my channel, please check out my other videos as well. If somehow this does make it through on YouTube, you know, you might still want to change your VPN to catch the other videos if you're in the United States. It's being partially blocked in the United States, New Zealand, and Australia. So if you or anyone you know is in one of those countries and you want to be able to watch it, you may have to switch your VPN on that. So make sure you go ahead and do that. Please follow me on Instagram at Lazy Cat Reactions and on TikTok for clips from my reacts. Got a whole lot more coming down the pipeline for 2022. You know, I'm filming this in February and got 10 months left to go. So a lot of reactions. A lot more reactions to Heartland, some movies, and probably another TV show or two coming down the works. So, special shout out, of course, to my editor, Captain Factory, because she always makes these videos look amazing. So, if you are seeing this, it's all because of her. If you go over to Fiverr.com to check her out, I will have her link in my description, but be sure to go and check her out on that. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this react, leave a comment, let me know what you thought all about season 1. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Hit the notification bell to be notified about future Heartland videos and other videos as well. and hit subscribe for more content, because I would love to start getting the traffic here. I would love to start, making money on this, because I don't make money unless I get a certain amount of views and a certain amount of subscribers. So please go ahead and do that. Hop on over to Patreon if you can to support me as I continue to make these videos. If you can, you'll see I have 4 different levels. Again, any amount helps. I don't want to be a beggar, but any amount would help for me to continue to make these videos. Thank you for joining me for the first season of Heartland. I cannot wait to get going on on season 2, which I will probably start next week, most likely. I hope you enjoyed my yellow sweater and yellow scarf. Needed something bright on this gloomy day. I will see you in my next video. Bye.